Today I messed up. My wife wants to divorce me, because I gave her water from a cup the dog licked. Well. This was something I did months ago and confessed today. Now, my wife is disturbed by my behavior, and she has become paranoid about what I might have done when I got angry at her during a fight or intense argument. We have been married for a year, and before that, we lived together for 2 years with a golden dog. I am a person who hardly gets angry and loses temper. This is because it has been a life experience for me to avoid getting angry, or annoyed by most things, since getting angry at most things is not necessarily worth it. I used to get mad frequently, and due to that behavior, I smashed some stuff, prefab walls, doors, keyboards, etc. Rarely glass because it is a pain to clean up its pieces. Basically, while gaming, if I rage, I smash the desk, wardrobe, or hit walls with a bamboo sword. I used to do kendo, so I have practiced swords at home. But my anger never extends to people. I never lose that sense that I will never touch a person in a raging state unless it is a life-threatening situation. So, I developed a nonchalant attitude over small fights, mostly ignoring the wife, and going for gaming. It was one of those small fights that didn't have reasons worth mentioning, but you know how it is with women sometimes. And there was no PC this time to escape from the Matrix, and I was really annoyed at that moment. My mind was blowing, you could actually see smoke coming out of my head, as if doing heavy physical duty under the sun, and seeing sweat is actually evaporating. It was just like that moment. But, well, yeah, what can you do sometimes? After little argue we sat in living room without saying anything and I started to swipe reels, read some mangas on my phone, etc. There was almost an hour of silence before I went to the kitchen to grab some drinks. Our dog accompanied me to the kitchen. He must have gotten bored, I can relate. I was checking the fridge for something liquid to cool me down, grabbed juice and cheese, and got ready to turn back to the battlefield after loading up. I put on a sharp face, returned to the battlefield. Long before my respawn, she asked, "Did you bring me anything, love?" while putting on her kitten mask, as if she could calm me down, but no. It never works on me when I'm triggered. I only returns to normal state after some time passes. She doesn't have to do anything special but to leave me alone. I didn't reply but looked at her sharp eyes, one eyebrow lifted. She must have understood from my look and asked for a glass of water, maybe, she said. I didn't say anything but sighed angrily. Went back to the kitchen, of course, my comrade followed me up there again. I filled a glass of water and prepared to return to the battlefield yet again. My comrade was looking at me, with tongue is out smiling face. It was one of those moments where a brilliant idea popped into my mind, as if I discovered electricity or something. I let my comrade take a couple of sips of water with his multifunctional tools that he uses in many cases. I returned to the battlefield again, and it didn't actually look like a battlefield this time. It was more humane, of course. I was smiling, not because I calmed down, but because it was a sweet joke-type revenge moment. She must have thought that everything went back to normal, and that's why I'm smiling, but it was not because of that. I didn't say anything. I gave her the water. After a couple of months, everything was okay, and we were cuddling in a cozy environment. Suddenly, this moment came up to my mind and reminded me of how silly the thing I did was, but I laughed unintentionally. She asked me, "What?" I said never mind, but she insisted on it, and I told her the military service memory. She was in shock, unimaginably overreacting to the story I told her. She didn't want to believe it at first. But I said yes, it was real. And now she wants a divorce because of my acts and is also paranoid about what I might have done in our past arguments.